There's other countries in the world.
So do you have some Mythbusters?
But you only care if Granny Imahara thinks it's good.
I said hi and burp in my mouth.
That's pretty gross.
Burp in your mouth. Hang on. What's this?
I'm sure some of the... What?
No, that's not helpful.
Nope.
Are you researching what Mythbusters is right now?
No, I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find music.
We're in trouble.
Johnny asked me what the music, if I had any music.
Wait a minute.
Scruffles.
That's just
I'm not
music.
cutting my hair.
I should have pressed that.
But I don't think they
Sorry,
necessarily
you guys made like you guys made $3 grand in the time it took me to walk over here.
We could just hum the Tetris theme again.
War garble.
We had a big
They
offer.
once made $4 grand in the time it took me to walk down the stairs. So.
Get it.
All right, we don't need Mythbusters music. Jeez.
Calm down, calm down.
We're all very excited that Grant's calling.
No, I'm.
When did that happen?
Totally winking
Right
you,
this
Jamie.
moment.
Awesome.
Are we calling?
Grant?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi. With video.
Hey! Holy crap.
Hi, Grant.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Liz.
Hey.
We are thrilled that you're calling. This is fantastic. So, did Liz explain just what in the heck we're doing?
No.
Not really.
Well,
Fantastic.
permit us to bring you up to speed.
Yeah, we're doing a fundraising marathon on the internet. It's like a telethon, but we broadcast it on the webs, and we're playing the worst video game ever created until people stop giving us money.
Which takes a long time.
Yeah.
Which video game you play? It's Desert Bus.
Desert
Yes.
Bus, yeah.
Okay,
Which is
got
terrible. It's there's a live feed of it actually on desertbus.org that I don't recommend you watch because it is driving a bus from Las Vegas to Tucson.
Daniel's honking the horn, man.
Very exciting. Yay.
Hold on to your
Wow.
hat.
That sounds fantastic.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So for those watching, this of course is Grant Imahara from Mythbusters, and this is super awesome that you're calling in because we're all really big fans.
What?
In fact, we have a ton of questions have been posted in the in the thread on the blog.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Sure.
if you're up for a little Q&A, I think I might just jump into this.
All right, let's go.
All right, Team Edison or Team Tesla?
Wow, right out of the gate.
Starting with a real right hook.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go Tesla.
Yay!
Sorry, Edison.
Edison's a hack anyway.
Did you know that in one of our earliest videos we did some research that the light bulb was invented by a Canadian who sold the patent to Edison, who actually made it work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go Canada.
Granted, Edison did actually do the part of the making it work, which the Canadian did not manage to do. But he thought of it.
So wait. He sold the patent for something that was busted.
Mm. Edison
Man, we
was
could make a mint that way.
Edison was a smart businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a great idea. It doesn't quite work, but I'll sell it to you. See, that's smart.
Would you like the contents of this folded piece of paper?
There's a question that I'm sure you get asked a whole bunch. What has been your favorite explosion on Mythbusters?
Ooh, explosions.
You know, the interesting thing about explosions is that different types of explosives have a different character. For example, C4 happens really quick, so it's like a really immediate hit. TNT or cast boosters, it's a sort of a woomph. Same thing with ANFO. If you want to move something or make something large disappear, you use ANFO. By far, though, I think the prettiest ones are gasoline. And those are the Hollywood type where you see a big orange, like, woof, explosion. We've done a number of them, and I think my favorite one is probably, I think it's still got to be the cement truck. You know, I mean, you ask any group of fans, and 9 out of 10 will say that is their favorite, and it's my favorite too.
Well, it just disappeared.
Well, the noise it makes
Yeah.
is priceless.
Best
I want that to be a ringtone.
Here's an inside story about that one. The reason that there's no high-speed footage of that particular explosion
Oh yeah.
is that the high-speed operator who was closer, so everybody was about almost a mile away from the explosion, and those people felt it was like getting hit in the chest when the shockwave hit them.
Uh-oh.
The high-speed operator was actually much closer to the explosion, and so our associate producer Linda calls in and says, I forget what the guy's name is. Did you get the shot? And the answer was, that's a negative. And she's like, what? Repeat. And he's like, yeah, that's a negative. And apparently, it was a trigger that you have to trigger after the event, right after the event, and it captures this window
Right.
of what happened previously. And he was so shocked with that sound, that experience, that he didn't trigger
Oh, wow.
until too late.
Wow.
But I think in the end it worked out better because really, it's just there 1 second and
And
the
then
next
gone.
second it's gone.
And you have that from 18 different camera angles anyway. So
Yeah. I think it worked out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Do you have, dear Grant, do you have any plans to upgrade your robot skeleton Jeff Peterson any further?
So when I originally created Jeff for the Craig Ferguson show, he had one jaw, a jaw move, head turn, and one arm. No ability to walk. It has to be plugged into the wall. And this we thought was more than enough for one operator to handle. For example, other robots that I've worked on, like the Energizer Bunny, requires 3 people to operate. But this was something where you only want one person to do it every night. Otherwise, it becomes this huge operation.
Today I learned Grant Imahara worked on the Energizer Bunny.
Yes.
Yay.
Did not know that. Sorry, continue.
Yes.
He makes all the robots.
Mm.
Yes. All the famous robots. So at the moment, a lot of people have asked, can Jeff have his other arm work? And can he walk away from the podium? And the standard answer is no. It's for the safety of humanity. He has to have a few weaknesses built in, or else, I don't want to be Miles Dyson and create Skynet.
He makes all the robots. He made Keanu Reeves.
No, Matt. Keanu Reeves is a plank of wood.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a ton here. Have you and Jamie ever battled your bots?
No. Yeah, so Jamie and I used to have these robots on a fighting robot show called BattleBots, and it was a weekly event where the robots would go into this giant plastic room that was called the Battle Box, and they would fight it out, to the death. The thing is about Jamie, his robot and my robot is they're in different weight classes, as are Jamie and I. His robot is a 220-pound heavyweight, and mine's a 120-pound middleweight. So we've never actually fought them. And I think if they did fight, his robot Blendo would definitely win. In addition to having more than 100 pounds on my robot, it's this deadly upside-down walk with steel blades welded to it that spins around using a lawnmower engine. So it's incredibly deadly. And so it just sits there spinning, and anything that touches it explodes. So short answer is no. We've never fought each other's robots, but we have tested our robots around the shop against various things. Inanimate objects.
Okay.
What's been the favorite robot that you've had to build for the show?
God, there are so many. Probably the sword swinging robot, which was my first first big robot that I created for MythBusters. And the thing about it is that it wasn't meant to be that incredibly deadly or lethal. We were testing the Kill Bill myth, where the bride swings her sword against, she's got this awesome Hattori Hanzo blade that is superior, and her technique is superior. And so she can swing her sword and cut, the regular mid-level Yakuza guy's sword into like little tiny pieces. So the thing is, when I designed this robot, I designed it so that if you hold a blade upright, that our swinging blade would hit it about mid-level. But that turns out to be neck height. So it became this really kind of deadly thing. And it swung the blade so fast, it makes this kind of whooshing noise as it goes. And it's very, very violent. So that one, I think, and we've repurposed it many, many times for various things. But that one still, I think, is my favorite thing on the show.
Awesome. What? Oh, actually, this is kind of cool. What was the first robot you ever built?
Ooh.
First robot I ever built. Goodness. Well, I built many robots out of Lego.
Lego.
Lego. That was before there were Mindstorms. This was just pretending they were robots. The cardboard and tinfoil robots. The first robot I built, probably by our more modern definition, it was probably my robot Deadblow for BattleBots. I was like the one that was of my own design, that I threw together for this competition. That first year was 1999 was that one. Oh, actually, in college, we had there's a competition in engineering. In electrical engineering, called Micromouse, and you're supposed to build a robot that can solve a maze. And so we had this small circular robot that we built. I was on a team of 5 guys, and we didn't actually end up competing because it was so complex. We didn't finish on time, but sadly. But I've come a long way since then.
You wanted to ask this one?
Yeah, I was just wondering, what was the craziest, most obscure myth that you've ever been asked to bust?
Obscure.
This doesn't need to be something that you did end up attempting.
Yeah, just that you were asked to do.
That you've been asked to do.
Oh, we get asked to do all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we get asked to do that we can't do. Particularly, so there's Discovery Channel has a website where people can write in and suggest myths. And often what happens, like right about now, when like Twilight movies come out, people want to know about vampires and werewolves and zombies, things that we just can't test. Because we can find any robots, werewolves, vampires, or zombies. We would test them, but we can't. As far as things that we have tested, it was probably earwax candle, which it comes from Shrek, which is not that obscure. But when you actually go to do the myth,
That was gross.
we collected human earwax from the whole crew.
That was the melting pot.
And tried to roll that. We melted it down. So and actually, our crew could not produce enough earwax to make one like small birthday candle. So we enlisted the help of a local ear, nose, throat doctor.
Oh.
He provided us with a jar, a sample jar.
We just had this?
Well, you see, the reason he had so much earwax is because, and it came in all these different colors, different red and yellow and orange and brown. The reason he had all this is because, as a doctor, he collects it because it's infected.
Oh.
No.
And so yeah, so we had this jar of all these different colored earwax, infected earwax, that we
Oh.
melted down and rolled into a small candle.
Wow.
Okay, that's obscure.
That makes that episode so much worse now.
Yeah. You win.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
What's been the biggest like oh crap moment you've experienced on the show? Like when something's gone totally wrong in a very scary way.
So there was one myth that we did called Creamer Cannon.
Oh yeah.
Originally, the original myth is called Sawdust Cannon, and basically the myth is that you take a bunch of sawdust, use compressed air, put that sawdust into a cylinder, put a flare in it, and you blow it up using compressed air. No pyrotechnics, no gasoline, just sawdust and a flare blown into the air. And what that does is, much like a grain silo explosion, at some point, the sawdust gets to the perfect stoichiometric ratio after you blow it into the air that it ignites and it makes this giant fireball, which is really cool. So that worked. And we're like, oh, well, this being Mythbusters, how can we go one step further with this and do it bigger? So we said, okay, well, instead of sawdust, let's get non-dairy creamer, which I had no idea actually you can buy in a giant pallet. Who needs that much non-dairy creamer at one time? I don't know. Yeah. But we got a non-dairy creamer and we put it in a much larger 3-foot diameter cylinder, and we used a giant air cannon, 5 flares, blew this thing up, and it was that moment where it blew this giant white cloud of creamer, and we're waiting, and nothing's happening. And we're like, oh, that sucks. I mean, that was fun, but oh, too bad. And then suddenly the whole thing ignites, and there's this giant wall of fire, and the wind had changed, and so we're standing entirely too close, and it's this wall is advancing on us, and it's raining down little bits of fiery creamer. And that's the point where I'm thinking, you know what, the camera's on me, I'm gonna stay my ground, we're probably too close. I look over to see, where Tori and Carrie are. They're gone.
I remember that shot.
They're gone. They're up the hill somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
they took
thanks,
off. You
guys.
legitimately
Yeah.
still look very scared, and justifiably.
Yeah. I didn't think I moved, but apparently when I watched the footage, I was like backing up, involuntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an oops moment. Yeah.
This is a story relating to outside of Mythbusters. What's a movie or TV show that you've worked on that had some really cool sort of technical movie magic?
Let's see. Well, I worked for 9 years at Industrial Light and Magic, and we did the Star Wars prequels, Jurassic Park, Galaxy Quest.
Yay!
Which actually, Galaxy Quest is my favorite movie that I've worked on. Which one has the best bit of movie magic in it? Hard to say. Let me think for a second. Any fun ones? I think that working in the model shop, which is where I worked, so it was like robots, spaceships, miniature cities, things like that. That's a more traditional special effects, and that technology has been around for many years, and it's pretty much take the model, shoot it on green screen, composite it into the space scene, and then you're pretty much good to go, and then you add some other effects to it. I think a lot of the innovation in more recent years has to do with computer graphics. So there are definitely movies that I've worked on, like the Star Wars movies, but the innovation, I think, like the movie trickery involved, I think the computer graphics in the new prequels was really quite good, particularly the animation of Yoda, for example, fighting, which was really fun for me to see. Pod races definitely were a good thing. Jar Jar,
Can I
I was
quote
not
you?
responsible for Jar Jar.
Can I quote? I'm just wondering if I can destroy your nerd cred by quoting "Pod races were a good thing" out of context.
Pod races were a good thing. I mean, having seen episode 1 with all my coworkers, that was something. How about that pod race? Yeah.
There's a couple questions about myths that you test and do and then just aren't good for TV, that they just never get on air, that just sort of bleh, they just fall apart. Do you have any? Are there any that come to mind?
Yeah, there are 2 categories of myth that don't make it on TV, and it rarely happens that something that we shoot doesn't make it on TV. Because so much time and effort and resources go into the filming of myths. So the first category is lame, which I think you're referring to. And only one that I know of never made it on TV, which is King Arthur's sword. And this was way before my time. This was when Carrie, Torrey, and Scotty were trying to cast swords into concrete or something like that. That one just fell apart, and they never finished it. The other lame one was, it's called Squash Weightlifter. And the theory is that a pumpkin growing has enough force that it can actually, over time as it grows, lift up a full-size automobile. The reason that one failed was because we couldn't grow any damn squash. We suck at growing stuff. So those are 2 that didn't make it to air because they were lame. The other category that doesn't make it to air is because it's, actually, I guess there are 3. The second one is because it's objectionable to the network on, how shall I say this? Good taste. Good taste. So even though we filmed an entire myth about lighting your farts on fire, including some incredible high-speed footage.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen
Close
that
up.
on the internet somewhere.
It's on you can look it up, it's on the internet, but yeah, close-up of Adam's jeans,
Yeah.
and you can see them start to ripple.
It's really
And
impressive.
the flame was... So yeah, for decency, good taste, that one was removed. And the third category is things that are way too dangerous, of which there's only one that we've done, Carrie, Torrey, and I, which was I can't even really tell you, but it was so dangerous that it was a great episode, but it was right after the Times Square. There was a van of some kind in Times Square. It was something that was a terrorist concern, and so the network pulled that particular episode. And unfortunately, I don't know if it'll ever be unboxed, but hopefully it will be because it's a great episode. But it was deemed way too dangerous to show on TV.
That's fair. All right. We should. Everyone's asking questions by saying "Dear Dr. Grant." I'm not sure if you are indeed a doctor or not, but everyone who gets asked questions at Desert Bus becomes a doctor.
Fair enough.
Are you still mentoring with First Robotics? If so, I want to say hello from Team 74.
Hello, Team 74. Really low number. So I was a mentor for the First Robotics program, which is a national, now international, high school robotics program. And basically, you pair high schoolers with people from industry as mentors, and they have a new goal every year, and it's sort of skills-based. The robot has to do something like manipulate, I was about to say manipulate balls, but yeah, they manipulate balls or manipulate a ball. But anyway, so to create a robot. I was a mentor for an inner city team in Richmond, California, Team 841, for 5 years. And unfortunately, when I moved out of Oakland to San Francisco, it became too difficult for me to continue to mentor them. So
There's a lot
I'm
of
no
teams
longer
calling out in
mentoring,
the chat
but-
right now. That's awesome.
But supporting them from afar.
All right. Dear Dr. Grant, of all the things you have not yet blown up, which must be a very dwindling list at this point, what would you
Yes.
most like to blow up?
Oh yeah, our truck, which we call the Seagate. We have this ancient truck that belongs to Jamie that we used to use. You see it a lot. It's the white truck that's in most of our episodes where we have to haul something big to the bomb range or something like that. But it's the worst damn truck in the world. I mean, the gas gauge doesn't work. I can't tell you how many times we've run out of fuel in the middle of the Bay Bridge.
Oh.
The transmission is absolutely horrible. It is the gutless wonder, and I wish we could blow that thing up because it would be fantastic. Of other things, I don't have a strong desire to blow up many other things. I'm sure there'd be something fun I could think of, but can't think of anything at the moment.
That's okay. We'll take that response. You don't necessarily have to answer this, but I just like this question. Are you the reason that the end of Matrix Revolutions was so unsatisfying? I hope you are not, but you're the only member of the production crew that I've managed to track down.
That wasn't me.
Excellent.
That was probably the guy that did Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Actually, I know the people that did Jar Jar. They're all lovely people.
I'm sure they are.
They were just, doing their job.
In a bad situation.
They were
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
following orders.
Just trying to see here. What is your favorite kind of explosives?
Ooh, Anfo. Anfo. The reason is that if you really need to make something disappear, that's something very large, or you have to move something very large or tremendous distance, you use Anfo, because that will blow up a cement truck. It will create diamonds out of silicon. It will explodify things very, very well in a way that most explosives can't.
You
Good answer.
absolutely positively need to vaporize it now.
It needs to be vaporized
You
now.
use Anfo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is Anfo is ANFO. It stands for ammonium nitrate fuel oil.
Alright, so now I know what to put on the order form.
Yep, that'll put you on a watch list.
How prepared are you for the zombie apocalypse?
Very prepared. I have a kit, actually.
Sweet.
I have one for the car, one for home, and work. Actually, we're pretty much prepared at all times for zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, robot uprising. Let's just say we're ready to go at all times. So if anything goes down, I'm heading to M5.
Nice.
Yeah, that seems like a good place to hang out.
Grant, did you add the scented candles to your kit that Bonnie recommended?
Good idea.
No.
I mean, how are you
no.
going to seduce the ladies when there's a zombie
Well,
apocalypse?
also zombies would just smell.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Air fresheners are
I
good.
never would have thought to send
Oh
a
yeah,
candles.
deodorant for. Yeah, but how do you apply speed stick to a zombie? That's just.
On the
Very
end of it,
carefully.
on the end of a stick.
Well, no, if you get one of the sprays, you can just.
It's just
Oh yeah,
axe.
just axe, and then they'll
Yeah.
just melt.
Yeah.
I think speed
Um,
stick and axe are both very well named for that.
I thought axe. No, not the body spray. I meant axe. Damn it.
axe. So we have an ongoing challenge that someone is donating towards for us to collect facts from as many people as possible.
Oh.
So I've been asked to collect an interesting fact from you,
An interesting.
and this is how much is each fact worth?
$5.
$5.
It's just and it's a random fact.
A random fact. It doesn't have to be about anything specific.
A random fact. My thumbs are double jointed.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
He's a freak!
It's a robot.
That's right.
Oh wait, are you writing it down? Oh good.
All right.
I don't need to write that down then. Perfect.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's. Oh wow, we've been talking for like half an hour. We could ask you questions forever, and would if you didn't have to do other things in your life ever, because we would just make this the Desert Bus for asking Grand Imahara questions about
Next year.
yeah. Next year we'll
Next
just
year.
we'll start on Friday at 6 and 24 hours a day we'll just
Asking you questions.
throw questions
And-
at.
2 days later, he's like, I don't even care.
That's the first thing. Desert bus. What do you guys want?
More questions.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, you guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. That was super awesome, and he's gone.
Yay.
Right, yay. Thank you,
Thank
Grant.
you very much to Liz.
Thank you, Liz.
If it was not for Liz and her tireless help, we would never have gotten a hold of Grant. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was awesome.
Zero.
Let's see if I can who I can get for next year.